Hello everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how to install a Linux ISO onto your Proxmox node, and then I'm also going to be showing you how to spin up a virtual machine. So the first thing you're going to do is download whatever Linux ISO you want to use. I'm going to be using Ubuntu Server 26.04 long-term support. I already have it downloaded, so I'm going to go back to the Proxmox, and then I'm going to click on Local PVE. I'm going to click on the ISO Images tab. I already have one installed here previously. Then you're going to click on Upload, click on Select File, and then it'll be right here. And then hash algorithm doesn't matter. You're going to click on Upload. And then this may take a little bit depending on how fast your drives are or how fast your network is or whatever. Mine's going to be fairly quick, and it is done. It'll show you the task viewer now. So it'll go through the steps that Proxmox is going through. And if everything is done correctly, which it's pretty hard to screw up here, it should outread task OK. And then you also see a copy of it down here in the logs. So just give this a little bit of time to do its thing. And finished file import successfully in task OK. That is what you're looking for. Once you're done with that, you can exit out of that. Now we can create our virtual machine. In the top right, you're going to click on Create Virtual Machine. Right here, you're going to select whichever node, if you are in a cluster, whichever node you want to select it to. I am just going to be doing PVE, but if you only have one node, it doesn't matter. The VM ID can be whatever number you want it to be. It just cannot be the same as a previous one. So I'm just going to put something out there like 500. You can name the virtual machine whatever you like. So I'm just going to type in test VM. You can also add it to high availability, or you can do a specific resource pool if you have that set up. Next, we're going to go to OS. On the storage, this will be where you just install your Linux ISO on the local. You're going to click on ISO image, and you're going to click the ISO you just made. You can also do a physical CD DVD drive, and then type Linux version kernel. Click next. Everything here can be left on default unless you specifically need a graphics card that you want to select here. You're going to click on next, and then it'll bring you to the disks. So I'm going to be using PVE main storage. This is what I already have set up. And then the disk size right here, we're going to set it to, no, we'll leave it on 32 gigabytes. And disk card is probably the most important feature here. I'm going to be enabling it. Specifically, what it does is it allows the LVM thin storage to use only as much space as it needs. It'll allocate, quote unquote, the full drive that is going to be using it, but LVM thin will trim it down to the exact space that it uses. So this will be much better for backing up stuff. So you're not backing up the entire drive. You're just backing up the data that you've stored to it. Go to next. And then for CPU, I'm going to leave it on one socket, but you can select if you have multiple sockets. For cores, we're just going to leave it on 2. The type is the CPU type. There's a bunch of different types that you can select. The two that will matter most to home lab users would be the x86-64v2 AES. That is for compatibility. And there is the host feature, which is best for if you need the full power of your CPU. So you can select either. We're just going to leave it on x86-64v2 AES. Click on next. Memory and MIB bytes. We're going to leave it at 2048. Click on next. This will be your network interface. I have a virtual bridge right here, so I'm just going to leave it on this, but if you want a specific NIC, you could also set that up. I'm going to untag firewall because this is not going to be our firewall or anything. We won't be using this for a firewall. You can also tag the VLAN right here, and you can set the MAC address. I'm not going to be doing that. Click on next, and then this will give you an overview of all the selections you've made. So you can also click on start after created. I'm not going to do that for now. Then click on finish, and it should show up in the tab over here. Here it is. All you have to do is click on console and then press the start, and you should be all set. Thank you so much. Have a good day.